I knew you idiots were going to click the other side, so I had to move it up.
Hello world, and welcome back to Gridiron Gamble, the only podcast that puts its money where its mouth is. I'm your host, Rich Ryan, and I'm joined by two members of the collective, Donnie D.P. Peters and the resident moose himself, Mo Nuwara. Brett is not with us. He's en route back to Buffalo. Spent a couple of days with his mom in Tampa after our festivities completed post Bucks and Rams game. He got caught in the hurricane a bit. Thankfully, he's safe, but a late flight out leaves us without Minotti for the podcast. We do have his pick, however, which we will get to at the end of the show. Before we get into any of the Week 10 NFL action, be sure to ring that bell and subscribe to the Lines US YouTube page. Leave a comment, like this video. All of that helps us out here at Gridiron Gamble. And also, if you are a podcast listener, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcatcher of choice. Leave a review, 5 stars only for the boys. 1-3-1 in week 9. Some idiot vetoed out another one of Donnie's winners. Oops. We were
a no sweat winner.
An absolute no sweater. We were a little bit positive on the recap. We were like, no worries, the Saints got this. Spoiler alert, the Saints did not have it on Monday Night Football. Man, oh man. Ravens defense came to play in the Bayou, and Andy Dalton turned back into a pumpkin. Mo, after being very serviceable throughout the 2022 NFL season, you said it yourself, he was always at 7 yards per attempt. He was always throwing a couple tutties. He did none of that on Monday night against Baltimore.
No, and then I was looking at they actually were close in yards per play, but I feel like that was fake. They got their asses kicked.
Yeah, that was some garbage time. Pat statting, as we would like to say. DP, I've completely buried the lead. I have to hand the ball to you. Your New England Patriots absolutely smashed something Sam Ehlinger, and once again the collective has now blown 2 points in. We're still picking at 56%, by the way. All is not lost, but 2 points left on the side of the road because of some poor vetoes by Mo and myself.
Yeah, just no faith in me whatsoever.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
I blame Mo and Brett because neither
Both
of them
picks, no sweat.
Neither of them picked the Patriots. All I needed was if it was a split game, it stays on the card. But they blew it. They made it a lone wolf.
Whatever. Stop trying to deflect.
Is that how that works, Mo?
This wasn't on me. I was ignoring that game. I think
Rich is just trying to deflect the blame. Just needs to take it on the chin like a champion.
100%. I watched all the Masters this week on Tuesday as our great nation elected every member of the House, what have you. You got to deflect. You have to place blame elsewhere. I'm not going to step up to the plate and take blame myself. I got to find someone else to take the blame. All right, week 10. A lot of consensus this week from the collective. 6 consensus picks, although that has not always been a positive thing this season, as consensus picks are coming in below 500 while lone wolves continue to crush, including last week. But we start with the split games, and we have a pair this week. Not a lot of conviction, but we'll start with a game that I actually have near my top 5, in my top 5. It's Texans at Giants. The Giants are 4.5 point favorites in Circa. This was a look ahead of 6, opened at 7, but then there was a little bit of excitement from the market when both Nico Collins and Brandon Cooks were at practice on Wednesday. However, it's unclear as to whether or not they were practicing proper. There are reports that Brandon Cooks was there, but just kind of doing his own thing on the side, but he still got a practice designation. And Nico Collins the same. He was doing some individual drills, but wasn't directly with the team. So I saw this as us just getting 2.5 free points off of a touchdown opener where this thing steams because of excitement about two legitimate weapons coming back for the Texans, but we don't really know if they're going to be in there. So we get it down to 4.5. We have a very decisive coaching advantage with Daboll against Lovie Smith. And although the Giants roster continues to be uninspiring, now they've kicked Tony to the curb. It's not like they were playing him, but he's no longer on the roster. Daboll just keeps maximizing this unit, and he gets a little bit of rest advantage coming off the bye. The Texans did play on Thursday night, so they bring that back to life just a little bit. But Giants at home, off the bye, much better coach, probably a better quarterback. I think it's fair to say that Dimes is better than David Mills. And despite not having a real passing offense, I think they could just cobble it all together with Saquon Barkley like they have and just destroy this pitiful Texans team. Mo, you couldn't have any conviction on the Giants because laying more than a field goal with a team of their caliber is a bit icky, but it is the Houston Texans. And I know you cannot put an X next to Texans unless they're getting 7+.
Yeah, if they're not getting 1 million points, I'm not clicking on the Texans, and they're just not getting very many points here. I do truly think the Giants are more than this is saying they're 1.5 points better with the bye, right? I think they're more than 1.5 points better than the Texans, but I'm also this is the type of style of game where I just don't really want to lay points because this is going to be an ugly, low-scoring slog with two bad offenses, so I just don't want to, I don't know, you need 20-14 here. And that's just not that many outcomes where they're going to cover this many points, I guess, where it's that easy for them. I mean, they definitely could because the Texans stink, but all the Texans need to do is score 17 points here, and this is going to be covered. Yeah,
all they need is one bounce to go their way, one punt to be muffed, one pass to be deflected. The variance does certainly play a role when you've got a low total and two slogging offenses. I don't know. I just think the Giants get it done here. DP, you are the only member of the podcast here with the Texans. Brett is not here to back you up, so pick up the shield and defend Houston.
I'm just not laying 4.5 points with the Giants. I don't care if it's the Texans on the other side. I mean, I'm kind of with Mo in that I think the outcomes here for the Giants to cover are pretty minimal, so I'll just take the points. But it is pretty low on my card overall, so I'm not just going to fight you guys on it.
Yeah, it's a very, very fair point. Let's go out west for our other split game. It's Cardinals at Rams. Cardinals make that sound. A pretty angry Ram might muster the courage to emit that sound. I don't know who's going to be more surprised when I say that they have the highest opinion on this game, Mo or Donnie, because they are tied for the highest opinion on this game. Brett and I both have it at the bottom, but they both have it one tick higher. That's right, 2 out of 13, because we removed the Thursday night football game on the slate, and they're on opposing sides. DP is laying the 1.5 with the Rams. Mo is taking the 1.5 with the Cardinals. DP, I'll go to you first because we just saw the Rams in person. We saw Stafford play with perhaps a concussion, or is there's some chicanery going on here? Is this Stafford's elbow injury flaring up and they're just putting him in concussion protocol? All of this seems very strange, DP. How did you approach this game?
I didn't. I mean, I don't really, I don't know. My bottom 2 picks, I'm literally what the hell is going on? This one, I literally wrote down, when the hell did Stafford get a concussion? Because I have no idea what's happening here. I guess I just clicked the Rams.
I guess Vita Vea did get him a couple times, but there weren't any vicious hits in the backfield.
He never came out of the game or anything, right? So I have no idea what's going on here. I mean, I don't want this game and my game that's the last one, I kind of want nothing to do with. So, yeah, move on, please.
Mo, you pointed, nothing to expand upon?
This could be the all-time, how could anyone have any sort of read on this game? I mean, honestly, if you have an opinion on this game, you're insane. Look at how many players are out for the Cardinals. I'm just their whole O-line is out. I wanted to love the Cardinals in this spot. When I saw +3.5 early in the week, I thought that line was completely insane, especially after we watched the Rams basically have one play and then do nothing in an entire NFL game. I was ready to slam the Cardinals. And then the Stafford news comes, line plummets, and I'm looking at this Cardinals roster. They might have all backups on the O-line. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. But then also, like, we've seen something Wolford. He's awful. I mean, he couldn't get a first down in that playoff game that I can remember against the Packers. I think they beat the Cardinals with him, though, didn't they? In the playoffs? I think that happened. Strevler versus Wolford, a game that will go down in legend. I just... You have to look at the Rams, though, and say, like, this team only does one thing well, which is Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp, right? And then, like, if that's not in the game, I don't know if Wolford's going to be finding Cooper Kupp. So then I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything on offense. So I don't know. Whatever. This game is just like any result wouldn't surprise me.
This Kyler thing has to come to a head, I think, soon. He's on the sideline telling Nook what to do. Somebody like Nook is just not going to put up with some dweeb Call of Duty playing ass Kyler Murray telling him what to do. So this is all going to come to a head at some point, and there's going to be a blow up spot, and this very well could be it against a very hungry Rams defensive front. Donnie, you were very tickled.
You're telling
this.
me you're with Donnie. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I picked the Rams.
Well, that's what I mean.
Donnie, you were very tickled by that.
I mean, because Kyler's a clown, man. I mean, what do you want me to say? He's been a clown forever. Like, what?
Yeah.
The guy's ridiculous.
So those are split games. Texans at Giants, and then Cardinals at Rams. All right, let's get to some lone wolves. Thankfully, Brett has 0 lone wolves, so we won't be missing him. Donnie and I, only ones with lone wolf selections. DP, are you ready? DP with a lone wolf in his top 5. I have a sneaking suspicion he knew this was going to be the lone wolf, and it is the ultimate SpongeBob SquarePants pick of the week. DP is laying the 4.5.
I knew you idiots were going to click the other side.
Because you have to.
So I had to move it up into my top 5 just to try and defend. And if this makes it on the card, it's going to get vetoed so effing fast, you guys don't even understand.
You have
the Packers blow.
You have to click
and
the Packers.
I know. You guys can give me all of this is a must win for Green Bay. And Mo last week on some other podcast, is yelling about how that game between the Bucs and the Rams is for Brady's career. I have a feeling he's going to say something similar about Aaron Rodgers this week. Well, guess what? Aaron Rodgers don't give an F. He does not care, okay? And then you guys are also going to give me you have to bet on the team that looked the worst last week. I get it. Well, guess what? The Packers look the worst every single week, and I am not doing it. I am not backing this team. I don't care, and especially not in this spot when they're going against this defense and a team that is going to run the ball down their throat. I also have no idea what I'm going to get from Aaron Jones and David Bakhtiari. That's a problem for me, too. We saw what they did when A.J. Dillon was handled the rock a million times last week. He blows, okay? So what the hell are you supposed to do here? Romeo Dobbs, he's probably out. I mean, the whole thing is a disaster.
I feel like I just got B-rabbited. He goes to Cranbrook. That's a private school. I got nothing to say. You took all my lines away from me.
Dobbs is definitely out.
Dobbs is dead. Ankle moose. Well, we got the Louvre, though. I refuse to memorize this guy's name. Heart of a Husker. Yeah, this is ugly.
Something Torre.
Something Yaga Torre.
WR1. What could go wrong?
This stinks to high hell, which is exactly why you have to click it. You just have to do it. This is McCarthy and Dak as road favorites in Lambeau. Yes, it's not the Packers of your father's lore. It's definitely not the Packers of Lombardi's lore. But this is Rodgers in an absolute must-perform spot. Could it crater? Could he throw 3 horrific interceptions again? Absolutely. But I damn sure know that everyone in this contest is going to line up to fade Green Bay. And I think it's a great spot to be on the other side. Hope that Green Bay can play by their script, by the way. We want low scoring, run the rock. And it's not like the Cowboys are allergic to following that script as well. We know how much McCarthy loves to plunge. So maybe he can follow in suit, get some low points, and these 4.5 points in the contest can matter. Mo, you're not as confident as me. Once again, you know it's the right side, but you just couldn't put the Packers higher than below the fold.
Yeah, what if running straight works against the Packers? I guess that's a major concern here. Honestly, so Donnie was bringing up some of the offensive injuries. Honestly, I'm more worried about what Green Bay has left on defense. I'm just like, it's rough. This is, in theory, I wanted to love Green Bay once again. I thought +3 look ahead was like, I was ready to slam Green Bay on the look ahead, but then everyone on the defense is like hurt now. And that's like, because this is Dak on the road against a tough defense in theory, right? So was definitely ready to grab +3, but Eric Stokes is out, I guess it looks like. Devondre Campbell, I think, is almost certainly going to be out. Rashawn Gary, we know he's out. He might be the best player they have on defense at this point. I guess it's him or Jair Alexander. They're signing other teams' cast-off safeties off the streets, Jonathan Abram. I mean, it's rough what they have left in Green Bay. And I think if their defense is like not good now, then this could definitely get ugly. But man, it is Green Bay for their season at home. Like, they really can't afford to lose this game. So I definitely don't want to fade it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Packers certainly worrisome that they were already 27th in rush defense EPA and 31st in rush defense DVOA, and then are losing all these pieces. But this is one of the stinkiest games of the week, and for that reason alone, I just think you have to pinch your nose, close your eyes, and take the Packers. DP, you've got another lone wolf. It's a little bit lower. It's a home favorite. The Tennessee Titans -2.5 playing host to the Denver Broncos. Definitely make that sound. The Titans got some positive news with a full day of practice from quarterback Ryan Tannehill, because Lord knows Malik Willis cannot play at this current time quarterback in the NFL. That second half performance and overtime in Arrowhead, some of the worst stuff you'll ever see, but a loom didn't matter. Still got them to cover. DP, what do you got here? Broncos coming off the bye, Titans getting healthy. However, what's your cap here in this game?
I mean, I was kind of wondering what to do with this one. Then I saw the Ryan Tannehill news, of course. I'm also wondering, just quickly, is this going to be a lone wolf when it's all said and done? Because Brett's out there being like, oh, well, now Tannehill practiced and I've been stuck at the airport. So what's going on there? Yeah, I think this Titans team is all right to match up against this Broncos team. I've been pretty low on the Broncos team, I think, the entire season. I don't know. I don't think that the Broncos, specifically on offense, are just like all of a sudden going to get it together. I know a lot can be made of a bye week, and teams can be like, okay, like we're going to work on stuff in the bye week. We're going to get things right. I don't know. Russ looks freaking broken to me. I don't think people are buying into him. I think this is kind of just going to be a run straight game. And then I got a little bit more confidence, of course, with Ryan Tannehill over Malik Willis. You know, not that Ryan Tannehill is exactly the most amazing quarterback out there, but compared to Malik Willis, he's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, Malik was just, he was so bad last week. I mean, but we all thought that he was going to be bad last week, and they just ran super hot. So yeah, I'm just going to lay the points here. Having it less than 3, I think, is a good thing. But yeah, I'm not like exactly the most confident on this game, but yeah, I'm on the Titans.
So looking at Brett's card, I don't think he'll be switching sides. He might be doing a bit of tinkering, but he will be happy to know that both Mo and I join him in having the Denver Broncos in our top 5. A couple of things went into this game for me. One, it being at 2.5 in the contest and 3 in real life, albeit a very expensive 3, might lead us to have a little bit of leverage. These people love the Titans year after year. People line up to support Tennessee. So us getting them short of a field goal might give us a chance to get some leverage in this spot. Broncos coming off the bye, Titans coming off a bit of a shorter week playing the primetime game on Sunday. And then, yeah, even if Tannehill plays, I've said this the past couple of weeks, he'll be playing on a bum ankle. And yes, it will be shot up, but his mobility will be in question, especially on his plant foot. And in comes a Denver defense, which is number 1 in pass defense EPA and number 1 in pass defense DVOA. Now, as Donnie noted, they do struggle a little bit against the run, and King Henry can punish you for that, but passing offense, you're going to have to throw the ball at some point to get out to a lead and extend it enough to cover this number. And then Russ, I don't know. This is Antonio Brown of last year. I can't quit Russell Wilson. My priors are too burned into my memory. Like, Russell Wilson simply cannot be this bad at quarterback. Even Mo, who is one of the biggest Russell Wilson haters on planet Earth, found a way to click the Broncos and put them in his top 5 this week.
Yeah, I don't care if Ryan Tannehill plays because they're not going to move the ball on this Denver defense. This is by far the best unit on the field. It's not going to be close, okay? I know they've struggled a little bit against the run, but I think they can just put a lot of bodies in the box, blitz. They blitz a lot as it is, so it's going to be fine. They can just dare this team to beat them through the air and just single cover these absolutely dreadful receivers for the Titans, and it's going to be fine. And if you just look at yards per play, this is telling me the Broncos should be massive favorites.
Yeah.
I think they honestly should be favored. They're better than the Titans. The Titans are not a good football team. And then you look at this Titans injury report. Do they have a single starting player left on their defense? What is this? This is crazy.
Cunningham, Dupree, Tart, Simmons, Hooker. Yeah, it is. It's insane how many injuries have piled up on this defense. And yeah, Titans negative net yards per play thus far on the season. They're also 19th in net EPA. The Broncos are 11th in net EPA. So perhaps some neutral or positive variance might be coming Denver's way. We turn to my Lone Wolves. I have a trio. 1 in the middle, 2 below the fold. The one in the middle, this is fascinating to me. I'm not surprised that you guys went for the absolute too sharp for own good special. Colts plus 6.5. You guys
clicked the Raiders.
Guys.
How could you?
Guys, it's something Jeff Saturday and something Sam Ellinger.
What if it's not, though?
What if it's not what?
What if it's not?
You think it's going to be Matt Ryan?
Full practice. Oh, I think the market thinks so. It's 5.
No, this is crazy. I think it's 5.
It's not crazy. The other coach did that. What if he wants to put the best quarterback on the team in?
Well, it's not his decision.
Nobody has dumped on Matt Ryan more than me.
It's my understanding that the Ellinger choice was an Irsay decision. So unless Irsay switched his prescription, is on different pills this week, why would he change from Ellinger back?
And then why would you fire the coach?
Well, because he's a madman. He doesn't give a damn. Why would he hire somebody who's 20 and 16 in high school? Guy can't even beat high schoolers.
What if in Irsay's crazy mind, he thinks Matt Ryan is the worst quarterback and he's going all in on tanking, so he's putting him back in after he forced the benching the first time?
You guys are bending over backwards to place a wager on the worst QB head coach combo in the history of the NFL, probably.
I watched the Tyler Thigpen era in Kansas City.
Okay,
so
who was the head coach?
I don't know. It was probably Romeo Crennel or Herm Edwards.
Yeah, those guys are serviceable. This is Jeff Saturday, 20 and 16, coaching high school football. He was barely 500 coaching high school football. He should be coaching circles around.
He's a leader of men.
Yeah,
he's a leader of men.
Leader of men, bro. How many bros did he drop in that? They've got a 30-year-old who calling plays. This is These guys are way in over their heads.
Where is the rule of professional pride, Rich Ryan, that I know?
Dude,
where are you?
Professional pride.
Come on, the Raiders stink, man.
Professional pride doesn't matter when you get to the line and you don't know what the play. You don't know what's going on.
Once again, the only good unit on the field is going to be the Colts defense. Okay. The Raiders once had a good passing offense. That was when they had men to pass to. Okay. There's nobody left. So what are they going to do? They're going to pound the rock on this Colts defense? Ain't going to work.
Capping for something Renfro. Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins is serviceable. Devontae Adams is one of the best we've ever seen to do it. You guys are crazy backing this Colts team.
Why
You're crazy laying 6.5 with the Raiders. Get out of here.
The reason why I think the market moved is because Jonathan Taylor is going to play. And it's the exact movement that happened last week when they removed Jonathan Taylor, moved a 1.5 when Jonathan Taylor was ruled out. So I think his return is what ultimately moved the market a point or a 1.5. But it's Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday. Doesn't coaching matter?
What if he just rolls out the ball and they cover? What if it's Matt Ryan and it's a professional quarterback? I mean, what?
You guys are in for a rude awakening when you see the most puzzling stuff you've ever seen. Crazy.
Well, the Raiders are trash. Whatever.
100% they're trash. But so are the Colts. Colts are trash.
You can't be trash and cover 6.5 in the NFL, man. It ain't going to happen.
You can when the other team is trash and their head coach was coaching high school the week before. High school.
Leader of men.
My next pick, I took the Eagles, laid the points. Let me get the sounder. Not very confident. The one thing I'll say is that Taylor Heineke is always teetering on absolute implosion. And what does that look like in negative script against an Eagles team that's up there in pressure rate, but can also cover in the back end? I think there's a lot of disaster scenarios that can come out of that. So not a huge opinion on Philly here, but I'm comfortable laying the points. DP is not. DP loves the points, loves the Commanders, has them in his top 5. So DP, tell me why I am crazy.
Divisional NFC East game where there's double-digit points being laid. I mean, I'm not laying double-digit points with the Eagles. Why can't the Commanders just get to like 14-17 and just get this cover? Pretty easy game. I think this one's largely on the Commanders' defense, shutting down what the Eagles want to do, which is largely run the ball. I think that's a good spot for them, and I think they can score enough points to get the cover. Do I think the Commanders are going to win? Fucking hell no. Like, there's no shot.
I got to push back on running the ball. I don't think the Eagles want to run the ball. Most of their offense is designed RPO, but more emphasis on the pass. And that's one of the reasons why the biggest strength that the Commanders have flexed this season is their ability to get to the quarterback. But that's not going to matter in this game. 1, because the Eagles are a lead up front in pass protection. And 2, because all of their passing concepts are very quick. And Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown can get open very quick after the snap. So I think they're going to be able to mitigate what Washington wants to do on defense and just kind of get away with whatever they want offensively. Mo, you also have the Commanders not as high as DP, though. Put a pin on this contest.
I kind of think the Eagles should be bigger favorites, but then I just start thinking about the way the Commanders want to play, which is slow the game down and illume. And this defense.
The Commanders want to play. Slow the game down and alone.
I kind of feel like they can keep this
reasonable. We can't do it by ourselves, guys.
They can't do it by themselves. Rabel said it. He knows. He's not trying to hide it.
I'm so mad that happened after we recorded. Literally after we recorded, they came back from halftime, guys. And Rabel said, looking at the camera, we can't do it ourselves.
That was your, blink twice if you need help call.
Yeah, absolutely was. My final lone wolf.
Miami and the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
just like the Giants, I'm buying the action. This opens higher. I think it opened 5. It's down to 3.5 in the contest. So I'm taking the free 1.5 with one of the best passing offenses in the league against something Brisket, who we've seen make tons of mistakes so far this season. Granted, he might not have much resistance from this porous Dolphins secondary, but I just think the Dolphins are pretty unstoppable on offense. And all it takes is one hiccup from this Browns offense to not keep pace.
Yeah, Browns coming off a bye. They can get after Tua. I mean, you mentioned the Dolphins having like this amazing offense. No one touches Tua. No one ever gets after that guy. He sits back there like he's playing at Alabama. That's going to change this week. And you can crap on Jacoby Brissett all you want. This Miami defense is horrendous. Okay? They can't get after the quarterback. They have no one to cover. And then if the Cleveland wants to run the ball, go nuts. Okay? Because Miami's not going to stop them.
These are all fair points. My biggest question when it comes to Cleveland, and ultimately this is why I clicked Dolphins, because this is in coin flip territory. Mo, is what we saw on Thursday night against Cincinnati indicative of what the Cleveland defense is going to be moving forward, or was it a blip in a 2020 season where they've performed below expectation? What do you think?
I think that's exactly the question here, because we've seen Cleveland come out and shut down a high-volume passing offense. They destroyed the Bengals. If they play like that, then yeah, they probably cover here and maybe just win the game. I mean, but I also don't know if I can trust it.
We shall see if the Browns defense was a blip or if they returned back to form with Myles Garrett healthy post car accident and the rest of those pieces playing up to their names. Lone Wolves for week 10. I've got the Raiders, Eagles, and Dolphins. DP's got the Cowboys and Titans. No Lone Wolves for Brett and Mo. Well, it's time to strap in. It's time for the guard.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Donnie and I both had 2 covers last week, but I had one more push than him, giving me 3 points to his 2.5, which means I lead off this week. My top pick was sniped by the collective, one of 6 consensus picks. My second pick is going to get snap vetoed. That's right. I had the Green Bay Packers.
Go, Pack, go!
I'm going to go away from my third pick because that's Brett's top pick. I'm not going to snipe him and leave him holding the bag.
This guy's just making up rules as he goes. What is even happening here?
The rules are everyone gives their best pick. And looking at my board, now that I have the best information, my best pick, and I'm terrified.
He's the only one that gets the information from all of us and is then using it against us to avoid a veto.
With this either.
What is this? This is ridiculous.
So here's the thing. Sidestepping the veto, I would be putting, and I know this is a fish side, is a crazy fish side. Guys, they wrote him off and he didn't write back. How are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers favored on a neutral field against the Seattle Seahawks? How is it possible? After what we watch, after what we've watched for 9 weeks from this Bucs team, what are they going to do? They put together one 50-second drive on Sunday, which was enough.
44,
which was enough because the team they played against is 32nd in offense EPA and couldn't do anything themselves save for a 70-yard sluggo to Cooper Kupp. So what happens when an actually really good passing offense comes in the Seattle Seahawks, which continue to defy logic and rank high in every meaningful metric, whether it be measuring the offense or the GOAT, Geno himself? The Seahawks should be favored on neutral against this team. The problem, Mo, you're doing a lot of nodding over there. Everybody is going to love Seattle, right?
That is the problem. I was wondering, they made it 3. I mean, that's really the problem, right? And when they make it 3 and the Seahawks are covering literally every week and the Bucks stink and everyone knows the Bucks stink. Yeah, I think the Seahawks are going to be very popular in the contest. I mean, you're getting 3 points with a good passing offense against a team that's just a mess right now. And yeah, what have the Bucks shown us on offense? I mean, we know they can't run the ball, but their passing game has been so subpar for the talent they have. Brady just not on the same page with his receivers and just trying to dump off constantly. It didn't work. Seattle's been playing much better on defense. I don't understand how this game isn't at least a pick 'em. I mean, at most, you could. I would say the opener. I mean, Bucks -1. I could somewhat understand that line. I can't see how somebody could get this line to 3. This is crazy.
So
this is crazy.
DP, this comes down to you because I'll give it to you. If you want me to put Packers on just so you can veto it, you would put your second pick on, which is the Commanders. However, the Seattle Seahawks are your third pick and in your top 5, so you can't hate this audible from your boy.
No, put the Seahawks on.
There we go. Caw. Anything to pile on your beloved Tom Brady, who now, in addition, as I noted on Sunday, in addition to being bad father, bad husband, bad teammate, is now a Ponzi shill for FTX.
Yeah, and as I put in our Discord, shout out to our Discord, you just chose Tom Brady, just leaving, the other celebrities, Steph Curry, most notably, out of there. Steph Curry also shilled the Ponzi scheme. What are you doing?
Boy. Yeah,
but Steph Curry, he's got some outs still. That's one out.
Larry David was also in there.
Jan says they're going to rig it for Brady in Europe for the European fans.
Oh,
so be careful.
Yeah, Europeans.
My first note on this game is, aren't the Seahawks better than the Bucks?
Yes.
I mean, this is Rich, play the effing sounder. This is money bet line central. Don't even take the points, just take the money bet line.
It's Euro
That's
bet
where
line.
it's at here.
I have to get a Euro
That's what
graphic.
I've been doing all year with the Seahawks.
But I
always
also
click
put
money line.
I have another note that says, that said, I ticked it down a couple spots because it's going to be popular.
Oh my God, it's going to be, especially like Mo said with the 3. Did this even open 3? I thought it opened 1 and it's been ticking up slowly, which is confusing to me, but it hasn't gotten to 3 yet. I've seen it
Something Chernobyl.
Yeah, something Chernobyl said this is like one of the bets of the year. My goodness. All right, DP, you're up next. You have a majority pick that we've discussed at number 1. Give it to us.
The Brownies, baby. Fading Tua.
The Cleveland Browns. We are hoping that defense is what these names tell us they're going to be, what this elite roster is. Hopefully, it all comes to fruition. And there's nothing Mo and I can do about it. We've already blasted our vetoes, so that game makes the card. Mo has another majority pick. This one is a road dog, and I cannot believe ODB. Close your ears. You might just turn your device off and maybe never listen again because of who we have on the card.
What do you mean? We have a Matt Ryan, the return of Matt Ryan for his pride, for his professional pride.
Do you want to? Can we get a pizza on who takes the first now?
No.
Oh man!
First of all, additionally, I mean, you want to talk about leverage and popularity. The entire contest is going to be on the Raiders.
You're probably right, but
they were all on the Raiders last week. They're all going to be on the Raiders again. Jeff Saturday coming in.
Rule of who looked the
leader
worst.
of men marching into Vegas.
I can't with this.
I love Donnie's takes on this game.
Did you hear he won a Super Bowl? Went to 2.
Played with 5 Hall of Famers,
Played with 15 Hall of Famers.
Stephon Gilmore to shut down Devontae Adams.
I can't. Somebody save me. The last selection comes from Brett, and he too has a majority pick. A very weird week where there's a lot of consensus, but the top picks were majority picks, 3 of the 5. And one of Brett's last words to us before takeoff was that he might have to adjust his card because he's got the Denver Broncos plus 2.5 as his top pick against the Tennessee Titans. I don't hate it. We'll see.
Can't wait to hear what he has to say.
We'll see if Brett does any tinkering. You'll have to check at Gridiron Gamble to see if any changes come from his selection. And now we turn to a collective pick that I know Brett Colson would be very interested in.
The collective chooses the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills make me wanna.
I knew it was going to be the
Let's
Bills.
go.
Ultimate rule of backup quarterback. So this thing, let me get out in front. I haven't checked any markets. I'm going to say something way out of left field. It might sound crazy. If Josh Allen has a very serious elbow injury, which there's one report that said if he was a Major League Baseball pitcher, he would already have Tommy John surgery scheduled, which is terrifying. Guys, if Josh Allen misses extended time, the New York Jets could go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't think that's where you were going with this. I was going to say that because of what you hear out there about this injury, does Josh Allen seem like the guy who's going to try and play through this injury and further hurt himself?
No, he can't.
What do you mean he can't? They said he can. This is a management
He's
injury.
a moose. Are you serious? He's going to try and he loves to get hit on the he doesn't slide because he wants to get killed. He's going to go out there and he's going to play and he's going to risk literally blowing up the Bills' entire season if he gets himself hurt for the entire season.
Which is exactly why they won't let him play.
70 yards after he got hurt. He's going to play.
Oh no, he's not. He's not playing, and they're not going to let him play. This is Case Keenum, and I absolutely love it.
The Case Keenum revenge game.
It's Case Keenum revenge.
Case Stefan Diggs revenge.
Yeah,
in your eye.
Linking up against a Minnesota team that cast both of them away. A absolutely fraudulent 7-1 Minnesota Vikings team. I thought this line was very fair where it was 9.5. on the look ahead, 7.5 on the open. It definitely should have been above a touchdown if we knew Josh Allen was 100% and healthy, because something Dantzler, something Peterson covering these receivers on the road in Buffalo, Ken Dorsey in cold weather,
Kirk Cousins in a tough environment
against pressure.
It's this defense in this pressure in possibly snow.
There will be zero chains around Kirk Cousins' neck after this game. Out here appropriating an entire culture. I'm going to mark this. Kirk Cousins, go yourself.
You like that?
You like that, scumbag? This is Bills by a trillion. And I hope they announce that it's Cousins, and I hope that everybody runs to click the Vikings in this contest, and we get leverage. Whatever. Keenum.
That was my number one reasoning for this game. Everyone is going to be on the Vikings might be one of the top 5 plays of the year in this contest.
Announce it, Schefter. I want you to announce it tomorrow that Case Keenum is the quarterback, because we're going to get insane leverage with a better football team, a better 53-man roster. And honestly, if you squint hard enough, what's the difference between Case Keenum and Kirk Cousins? There's not much, especially Kirk Cousins under pressure. Donnie, you're laughing, but
I thought you were going to get really crazy and say, what's the difference between Case Keenum and Josh Allen?
No, come on. No. Josh Allen is an alien. Like,
no, we know, but I thought you were going to get really crazy.
No. But you guys completely glossed over my take at the beginning. What? Jets were 20-1 to win the division on Sunday. If this is a long injury, why can't the Jets win the division?
I mean, listen, how about this? Brett's the one who came on the podcast in the preseason and was like, I got the exact order of the AFC East, and it's pretty much going to come true.
Well, yeah. If it holds right now. Absolutely.
What were the odds on that? 40 to 1? Stuff.
I think he got like 70 to 1. It was something very high.
Of course it was very high. It was ridiculous.
So let's go over the 4 consensus games that did not make the card. The card as it stands before Brett does his tinkering is Bills, Bucks, Broncos, Browns, and Mo blew it. He put the Colts on. We had all B teams. Is there even another B
Bucks?
team? Yeah. Or excuse me, Seahawks. Sorry.
Okay.
I got excited with the B thing.
Yeah, because I'm on the money bet line. You're freaking me out over here.
I guess Bears could have been Beats Bears and Battlestar and Galactica.
Bears not on the card.
Correct. We were a consensus pick on the other side in this double sounder game. You had it in your top 5, the Lions, Mo. I had it bubbling my top 5. This is a classic spot of fade Justin Fields with everything you have after him putting together a Hall of Fame performance against the Miami Dolphins with everyone to see. Everybody's fantasy lineup was boosted by those 170 rushing yards. The problem is, and why I couldn't sneak this into my top 5, is this is a Burt Minotti special, Mo. I wanted to fade both of these teams, but we're getting that valuable 0.523 with the Lions, and a Lions offense that should be frisky against a very porous Chicago defense.
Yeah, this should be on our card if we knew the Bears were going to be top 5, because the ticket count is saying the Bears are going to be very popular, but I'm also looking at this line and I'm wondering if that's going to be the case when you have to lay 3. If we knew Bears were top 5, we need Lions on there because I really do like Lions and don't think they should be getting 3. I think it should be 2.5. This is okay. So the Bears have Justin Fields and nothing, especially after all these trades. The Lions at least do have a good offensive line. That's the only good unit that's going to be on the field in this game is the Lions offensive line. So they can at least have some success. I don't know why they're getting +3. I think I'm going to be on Lions money line here. But yeah, I love Justin Fields, but this is an inferior roster to what the Lions are running out there.
We all went back to the Saints, who are road favorites against the Steelers, but nobody could muster very much conviction. Does seem like a tremendous spot after everybody watched New Orleans really piss down their leg in prime time. And I'll continue to say that the Steelers are a bottom 3 team in this league. They looks like they will be getting TJ Watt back, which is a pretty huge boost to this defense. But how much is he going to be able to play as he gets back into game shape following that torn pectoral? So Saints a consensus pick, but not a lot of conviction. Chargers in the same vein. Everybody on the Chargers taking that full 7 points against the Niners. We know what the Chargers offense can look like, even bereft of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. It's just going to be it's just going to come down to, can Herbert stay clean against a Niners pass rush that can get after it? It could get ugly, but 7 points is a ton. The only game in here of the remaining consensus picks that anybody had conviction on was Jags at Chiefs. DP, you gave the Jags a sprinkling of confidence points. Mo, you did too. DP, I'll start it with you. The Jags, our net yards per play kings, who finally did it last week. 9.5, pretty big number. And coming off the 10.5, at least in real life, looks like there's some predictive movement towards Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence, as long as he doesn't crumble like a cookie in Arrowhead, this seems like a pretty good spot for the Jags to keep pace with a sleepy Chiefs team and sneak through the back door if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can stay within the number, like you said, sneak within the back door if necessary. Of course, we have to fade Trevor Lawrence doing really boneheaded stuff, and he's done a lot of that this year, especially when they've gotten down to the red zone, and Arrowhead is certainly no cakewalk to go and play. I think the Jags on offense presents enough, again, to be able to stay within 9.5, and then their defense is, I think, good enough to kind of mitigate what KC brings to the table. I mean, we know the Kansas City offense, quarterbacked by Mahomes, is phenomenal. But if they can hold them to a field goal or two here or there, I think that's going to be ultimately enough to keep the Chiefs, around 30, and then the Jaguars can get there and score the points for themselves, which I think we thought last week, and we kind of called that correctly, where eventually the yards per play kings are going to come through. They're going to put points on the board, and they did against the Raiders. So hopefully that's kind of like a turning here for the Jaguars, and they are able to start to score some points in this back half of the season. And I like them to be able to do that and stay within this 9.5.
Mo, we'll finish the show off on you, your Kansas City Chiefs, who were not defeated against the spread by the Tennessee Titans, but rather the Illuminati on Sunday night. Cleat got the job done. You're on the other side here on Jacksonville. Put a pin on this contest and the podcast. Why did you click the Jags here?
Just hard to cover this many points against a competent offense when your defense is mediocre, I think. Etienne, if they are able to stick with the run, he should have success here. And then when Trevor Lawrence, like Donnie said, doesn't do stupid stuff, the Jags will move the ball. So just think the Chiefs are going to have a relatively hard time pulling away here. But even if they do, like you said, the back door could be open here. So I think in a vacuum, it does make sense for the Chiefs to be big favorites, but I kind of think they should be -7 here. So, yeah, I mean, the Jags on paper are a decent team, so I think they can cover this large number. The Chiefs as big favorites have not been good, I don't think, overall, in the last few years. So I just, +9.5 is good enough, I think.
Bills, Broncos, Browns, Seahawks, Colts. Again, we will wait to see if Brett does any tinkering. Follow these guys on Twitter at Donnie_Peters and at Mo Nuwara, NUWWARAH. I'm at Rich T. Ryan. Best of luck in your betting ventures this weekend. We'll be back with a recap on Sunday. Until then, peace out.